the Highlands and Islands of Scotland is Britain's biggest beat.
I'm injured. There's a car on fire.
I've got 3 wounded persons.
It is really easy to underestimate the Highlands.
Patrolling 12,000 square miles of mountains, lochs and islands.
We're going to need a launch to be able to go out and get this boy lifted.
And searching for suspects deep in the wilderness.
Police with a dog, anyone hiding, show yourself!
The Highland Cops must go above and beyond to protect their communities.
We realised it was human remains, so he came back down and phoned the police.
I think in the Highlands, the blue line is very thin.
Tackling traditional rural crimes.
It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellets. It's clear evidence that these birds are being persecuted.
And crimes that plague the nation.
Oh, good effort.
Bags of a white crystalline powder.
If you're getting one person off the street, then it's like you've done your job.
This series goes inside the UK's most distinctive police force.
We are close, we live in close-knit communities.
All right, let's go.
We look out for each other.
To find out what it takes to walk the beat.
There's monkeys, there's parrots. It's all completely out of our comfort zone.
And keep the peace.
You just threatened to kill it. Said you were going to strangle it.
In some of the most beautiful and wild places in the UK. "25 miles west of mainland Scotland lies one of N Division's most far-flung beats, Lewis and Harris in the Western Isles.
Growing up in the Western Isles was great. It's a small, very close-knit community. I decided to join the police, having observed my father working as a police officer in the Western Isles. I saw how rewarding it was for him. And with my family all living here, I'm very invested into making our community as safe as possible, especially having young children in the community.
Detective Sergeant Daniel Smith is part of the Western Isles CID, and much of his work involves combating the influx of illegal drugs. Because although Lewis is more than 2.5 hours by ferry from the mainland, these island communities are increasingly being targeted by dealers from other parts of the UK.
I think drugs have always been present in communities, rural communities such as our own. However, certainly over the past decade, there has been a rise in drug supply activity, but also the drugs that are available are of a more serious nature and appear to be readily available to people across all age groups. That often involves children in early secondary school.
Today, Daniel and the team are about to execute a warrant on a property in the island's main town, Stornoway.
Specific people have attended the address and purchased drugs, and these are people that are all well known to us for their addiction issues and what have you. What we're looking for today is any controlled substances in the property, in particular cannabis, and anything else that would indicate that anybody at the home address is involved in the supply of controlled drugs. What I'd ask is if you do find anything of significance, you let me know. I can come and photograph it in situ, and then we can record it properly. All right, then, let's go. So the female that we are going to visit with this warrant today, myself and other officers have had previous encounters with her. The address we're going to is just 2 minutes from the police station. There's been a lot of activity at the address. The intelligence indicated that the primary customers of this individual were young teenagers. It's not what we want for our children, and I think we have a responsibility to enforce drug laws and to stop people in their tracks if they are carrying out a drug supply operation from their home.
As the police arrive at the address, Daniel spots the woman they're after outside the house, alongside a teenage boy.
Hello, are you Amy? Hello. I'm Daniel, I'm from the police, and this is my colleague Davey. We've got a warrant to search the address. Yeah. Are we able to come inside and I'll explain more?
While the teenager is searched, the woman shows Daniel and the team inside. She seems keen to help.
I've briefly spoken with Amy, the female occupant. She's indicated to me that she doesn't want us tearing apart the house. She does have cannabis in the address, and she will basically tell us where it is. You have obviously indicated to me as soon as we come into the kitchen, there's a bag in there that's worth our attention. We do also have to search the address, okay? I appreciate you being really quite upfront and honest with us, so that is appreciated. And like I say, we'll try and make things as smooth for you as possible. People we come across will try and deter us from carrying out a very thorough search by providing us with something as soon as we walk in the door. That's quite a lot. Right. Looking at it, it is clearly herbal cannabis. Yeah, I mean, you're talking like decent quantity there. Mm-hmm. That's not possession quantities at all. It's pretty undetectable unless you were to actually see it. It's right here and I can't smell a thing off it. We'll obviously test that when we go back to the station, but yeah, I think with everything else we know, we're quite confident that that's what this is.
The packages are around 1 kilogram in weight, and if this is indeed cannabis, they could be worth £5,000. Substantial evidence to emerge so early into the search. But Daniel is keen to find out what else might be hidden in the house.
I'll probably get you guys to start upstairs. Me and Donnie will do the kitchen, and we'll move towards the living room. First observation is, here's a big safe here. So, is that it? Doesn't look like a safe key.
Continuing to cooperate, the woman gives him the code for the safe.
What do we say, 5?
We've got cash in a safe.
Yes.
There's these things here.
Yeah, that's the same.
That's what you just caught the boy outside?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Inside the safe, there's cash and some pre-rolled cannabis joints.
I've never seen it online, I've never experienced before. This is something I've never seen before. They come pre-rolled and packaged and sealed. So it'll be interesting to know the strength of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 1,320 in 20s.
Yep.
And we know that somewhere.
Yep.
This amount of cash, married with the amount of herbal cannabis that appears to be downstairs, that would certainly evidence to me or indicate to me that this person is well and truly involved in supplying cannabis.
The suspected drugs and money will be seized, but there's more to search. Daniel needs to establish how big any drug supply operation is that's being run from this ordinary-looking house. The Northern Highlands is one of the most sparsely populated parts of Europe. In some areas, there are more sheep than people.
I'm just about to start shearing at the weekend. That'll be my plan on the weekend off.
Sergeant Ali Mackay is a full-time traffic cop and a part-time sheep farmer.
I definitely enjoy the farming on the side. I take I'm lambing holidays every April, and a lot of the spring, the weather's just been horrendous, so we're behind on a few of the foot jobs, you know.
Believe it or not, farming and policing cross over quite a lot, so we've always got our resident expert.
I've got a background in agriculture, worked agricultural contracting for a year. It wasn't going to be a career for me, so one of my aunties suggested the police. Sure enough, 8 months later I joined the police and I was starting my first shift in Portree.
Today, Ali and his colleague Sergeant Doug Scott are patrolling the main road between Ullapool and Inverness in an unmarked car. It's a busy route, notorious for accidents. A red Vauxhall overtaking them on a stretch of single carriageway catches Ali's attention.
It wasn't a dangerous overtaking. He probably wasn't exceeding the speed limit, to be fair. But it's always interesting, a car overtaking in a queue of traffic like this, and he's tailgating right close to that car in front there just now. MLT expired on it as well. 10th of May. We're going to be getting this vehicle stopped. Get a word with the driver, because as you can see how close he is to the vehicle in front, and that's actually getting pretty bad. And they're likely to get him past, and he's still bullying his way past here because you can see how close he is.
Significantly reduces any chance he's got of carrying out a safe overtake because he can't see past the car.
Because their car's unmarked, the driver doesn't realise the cops are just behind.
Both hands off the wheel. Still both hands off the wheel. The speed limit is a 20 mile an hour zone here, and he's just sitting above the 30 here, so that's what we'll look at. And so how close he was to the pedestrian here. He's talked himself into careless driving here anyway.
We actually got a fright.
He definitely did get a fright.
Before anyone gets hurt, it's time to pull the car over.
So we'll go speak to him, see what he's saying for life. Hello, how are you?
All right.
Good. I'll tell you, the reason we're stopping you, well, we first noticed you overtook us on the way in, obviously. Then you were tailgating the car in front, trying to push for an overtake there, far too close. Next thing I know, you're taking both hands off the wheel as the vehicle's going, leaning back on the back of your head, which was pretty clear to see. That's a 20 mile an hour limit. You're accelerating up to 30. Then you pass the woman to the near side, do you?
Step out.
And what's she likely to do? She didn't step out on the road, she was a pavement, but you move away from her. The woman got a fright there. MLT for the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Showing us expired.
Seriously?
Yes, 10th of May.
10th of May?
10th of May.
Oh.
It's showing us expired.
I had no idea.
Yeah. No, you don't get.
In this car.
You don't get reminders for it, so.
Oh.
New vehicle.
Oh, I had no idea.
We can give him a ticket for careless driving and for driving without an MLT. So we'll just complete roadside procedures with him. So do a drink and drug test, make sure he's okay to be driving first. Keep going, 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 keep going. Ideal, perfect. If you take the tube there, because it's got your DNA on it. Oh, sorry. Cheers. 0. Ideal, thank you.
The driver passes the breathalyzer test.
Have you seen one of these before, sir?
No.
Okay, it's a drug wipe test for cannabis and cocaine. And I'll get you to stick your tongue right out for me, please. Drug driving obviously is an emerging trend for us because we've only been able to look at it since 2019 when we introduced drug wipes. Good man, ideal. And this just takes 8 minutes to test for it, okay? That has grown exponentially since that time.
Right, sir.
It's time to check the result. If the drug wipe shows 2 lines, it means the driver has cannabis in his system.
A second line showing a positive result for cannabis, okay? Granted, it's a faint line. It's a fairly simple test at the roadside, so what we do is we take you into a police office.
With the driver arrested, the next step is to take him for a blood test, so the amount of cannabis he's taken can be precisely measured.
Unfortunately, given the geography of the area, the nearest police station we can take him to get the blood taken from him is 56 miles away. We've just arrested a male in Ullapool for drug driving. We're currently just in Liverpool, just about a head through. So we'll be an hour, whatever it is from here.
You taking me to Inverness?
Yeah.
What?
It's blood, it's got...
It's come from Inverness. I don't have the money to get back. I've got kids and the missus at home, they're expecting me. I've got shopping in the car.
Okay.
Can we at least stop for the toilet?
Yes, that's not a problem. We'll arrange that.
Tiniest line.
You're not going to run off, are you? I don't need...
To where?
Exactly. Well, to be fair, you'd get further than me, though, that's the thing. We get the blood taken off him, and then we have to take him home again because there's no bus service for him to get home, and we do have a duty of care for that gentleman. It is a hugely time-consuming part of our job.
An hour later, they reach Inverness.
What have you heard roughly? How much?
Couple of darts, a gram or two.
Convictions for driving under the influence are on the rise in Scotland.
Do you agree to provide a specimen of blood for analysis, and if no, what is your reason for refusing?
If found guilty, this driver could face a 12-month ban. In Stornoway, DC Daniel Smith and his team are searching the house of a suspected drug dealer. They've made some startling discoveries: large packages believed to be cannabis and a considerable amount of cash. But there's still more of the house to search.
And another wee jar of green herbal substance in the cupboard, so I'll wait for Danny to come down. He can take a wee photograph of that as well.
In the kitchen, there are more clues that a drug operation could be being run from here.
Danny?
Yeah?
I got more cash down.
Great.
More cannabis as well.
No, it's the way it's sort of been bundled up in elastic bands, stored in packages such as this. You know, would indicate that this isn't somebody's life savings. This is very much the proceeds from the sale of controlled substances.
Alongside large bags of the raw drug, there's also items that suggest a new wave of cannabis products.
So I think these are pastels as well.
Gummies type things. Right.
Take a look.
Can you take a picture on your phone?
And then we've got different liquids, some sort of high potency vape pen. And in this bag here, we've got a number of items, which are all gummies, which we're going to take as well, and they'll have to be tested too.
The stash includes drinks, vapes, and flavoured sweets, all believed to be infused with cannabis.
It's really worrying when you have packages with bright colours, vapes, cartoony motifs. All these things are very much geared towards tempting those younger in the community.
Yeah, 100%. It's, you know, people that are in this house are dealing drugs, and that's what we're here to do, and disrupt them and take it away from them.
I think people often view cannabis as a substance that isn't overly harmful. The problem is, time and time again, when we engage with young people, they are often in the throes of abusing cannabis. Fast forward 5-6 years later, there are other addiction issues, there are other social issues. Addiction is something many members of our community have experienced. It feels like our moral duty to do as much as we can to limit drug supplying operations locally.
The suspected cannabis and almost £7,000 in cash is strong evidence of drug dealing, but the police's attention turns to proving how it might be linked to a bigger operation.
This is a special delivery box that was found in the kitchen next to the bag containing the herbal substance. People are so brazen that they're using the Royal Mail to deliver drugs to the island. We've also got the return address here as well, so that can indicate to us who supplied and gives colleagues down the road some further inquiry to do as well.
It's a good lead, But just as the search is coming to a close, there's one final discovery that could prove even more crucial in linking the woman to suppliers from the mainland.
So you found that in the jacket pocket?
Yeah.
Take £15 out of weed money. So this is an address. What it says on the note is put a return addy, I take that to mean put a return address, and take £15 out of weed money. So what it could mean is that this is somebody who's potentially supplied Amy, or is involved in her supply operation in some way. What?
You got it.
Again, you're not obliged to say anything. Anything you do say will be noted and maybe used in evidence. Okay? That's a comment. When Amy has seen this note, she remarked, you got it. I've then reminded her she's under caution, that she's not obliged to say anything, at which point she said, I don't care. So it would indicate to us that there's some sort of evidential significance to this, which we can put to her later at interview.
Daniel is satisfied there is more than enough evidence here for the suspect to be charged.
I am arresting you under Section 1 of the Criminal Justice Scotland Act 2016 on suspicion of Sections 4.3b of the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971, and that is namely being concerned in the supply of drugs in accordance with the law. Do you understand? Right. Scale of things at that address is clearly larger than we anticipated, I would say. The first thing you feel is actually quite sad about the whole situation. You just think, how on earth has this person got themselves into this situation? You know, don't get me wrong, she's clearly profiting massively from it, but it's some way to live, it's some existence.
While the suspect is taken into custody, Daniel can take a closer look at some of the more unusual evidence.
Little bottle here is labelled Family High Range Fanta, 500 milligrams. Apparently it's pineapple flavoured and infused with D9 distillate. What we've got here is a number of different edibles, vapes and pre-rolled cannabis joints. What's interesting about these items is they're all colourfully packaged. They've got spacemen on them and other sort of little cartoony designs that are really appealing to children, which is a real concern.
Daniel and the team will now put the evidence they have found to the suspect and attempt to establish how she fits into the wider drug supply chain.
Drug suppliers are profiting off those who are less fortunate. Our job is to make their job harder so that other people, including the vulnerable and the young, have less opportunity to fall into addiction.
Nearly 100 miles southeast of Stornoway, detectives Chris MacLeod and Chris Macaulay are responding to an urgent incident.
Will I just pull up beside them?
Let me on, man!
Urgent callback.
On their way back to the station after a stakeout, they've spotted a vehicle driving erratically.
Aye, from November Whiskey 104, it's on the Shore Street roundabout, turning right onto Shore Street.
As we were driving, an oncoming vehicle was driving on 3 wheels with the 4th wheel scraping off the road and missing the tyre.
Yes, we're the vehicle behind it, but it's now going past McNichols and Travis Perkins. It's lost the front near side wheel. It's pulling off over.
It's going to crash.
It's going to cause a collision. He's going right across the road.
It doesn't matter if you're a police constable up to the chief constable. If you're a police officer on duty, it's your job to deal with the present risk. And he was presenting a very clear and immediate risk to the public.
But the two Chrissies have a problem. Their unmarked detective's car doesn't have blue lights or a siren, so it's difficult to signal for the driver to stop.
Moving on to Shore Street roundabout into the... Well, it's crossing all the lanes, to be honest. Stand by third direction.
Where am I going?
He's on Shore Street.
Towards Shore Street roundabout, headed towards town centre, over.
Whiskey 104, confirm you don't have blue lights activated and you're not pursuing the vehicle, you're just following it.
Yeah, confirmed, we don't have blue lights in our vehicle. It's taking a right onto Friars Lane and continuing on to Bank Street, over. Bank Street, innit?
Yeah,
We did what we could with our horn and our hazard lights and our headlights to try and get them to stop. And when we realised that wasn't working, we realised we were going to have to just try and keep other cars out of its path. How's he still moving?
I don't know.
It's only a negative, go across the junction. Where's your ring?
It's going to crash here.
Yeah, it's a male driver. The front near side tyre is completely off the vehicle.
It's on the rims.
It's on the rims. It's just driving over bollards and driving through road.
Commanders in the control room are concerned about the risks of following the car.
Just give us a bit of time, it's not safe to continue.
It's not safe to not stop him.
Yeah, from November Whiskey 104, he's very likely to cause a collision. He's driving in front of oncoming traffic. I'm not too sure how he's not struck something up to this point. It's not safe to withdraw from this pursuit because he's going to cause a collision, over. And we've got our hazards on just to highlight oncoming vehicles and vehicles behind us, over.
He clearly had no control of the car and he kept veering towards oncoming traffic. At one stage, almost colliding with a bus.
Yeah, we're right behind you. Control from 101 July, and looking at my blue lights to see if they'll stop. Yes, give our chance, hopefully it stops, but do have traffic coming south.
Eventually, the detectives get backup from traffic cops.
He's stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the vehicle coming to a standstill.
Block him in.
Good job, guys.
That's copy. You want to let just keep up ahead.
Yeah, mail under control.
No fancy stopping, no?
I've never noticed.
You didn't notice? You had no tyre. You almost had a bus.
Your suspect person of the false call.
We're going to have to try and move this, aren't we, a little bit?
Yeah. Nothing short of a miracle that there's not been a collision with any other vehicle or pedestrian, but as you can see, that is not a vehicle that is fit to be driven at any point.
Yeah.
You want to keep going towards Inverness? We stand down.
Suspected intoxicated driver, so eventually he's managed to get him stopped here, and our colleagues in uniform are going to take over the traffic procedures.
Thanks very much. We need to go back for a briefing.
Yeah, we left it there for our colleagues to deal with. They're the ones that can deal with the kind of road traffic procedures that we're not able to, given our role within CID.
I mean, did you see him go over the I couldn't think, what do you call that? And
I don't know what you call him.
I was going to say the road traffic furniture. That's what I nearly said.
It's been that long since you did your driving course.
I can't remember. It's something about a solid white line.
We see firsthand the damage that lies in the wake of people that drive their vehicles and ultimately crash them when they're intoxicated. We shouldn't be seeing it anymore.
On Scotland's west coast, where rugged hills meet white sand beaches, there's another isolated corner of mainland Britain, the Ardnamurchan Peninsula.
It is part of the Scottish mainland, but you wouldn't believe it. It's a bit difficult to get to other than by the ferry. It seems more like an island when you're there, even though it is connected to the Scottish mainland.
Today, PC Roddy Sandeman is crossing over to the village of Strontian on an unusual assignment.
We are going over Strontian today to assist with a warrant for seizing a pine marten. We've had information from the SSPCA and I think members of the public that a male in Strontian is keeping a pine marten in his house.
Pine marten is same family as stoats and weasels and otters. They are one of Scotland's last larger predators. Quite an interesting wee animal. One of several animals that are protected under the Wildlife and Countryside Act.
Because it's a protected wild animal, it's illegal to keep a pine marten at home without a licence.
This guy does not have a licence. He allegedly rescued the pine marten when it was very young from the side of the road. It won't have the ability to hunt for itself in the wild in its natural environment and be free and, you know, where pine marten should be. It's going to be living in someone's house. So that's kind of why it's important. We're just coming into the village and it's just up here.
Roddy's first stop is the Strontian Village Police Station.
The SSPCA here.
I'll pass that. That's the warrant for everyone to read.
Before they head out, local cop PC Angie Campbell briefs Roddy and Wildlife Inspector Yvonne Sloss from the SSPCA. It turns out the pine marten they are going to rescue has a name.
So this is the picture of the pine marten. He's named Derek. He's originally orphaned, and he's been told numerous times that he's got to hand it over to be rehabilitated and released. Unfortunately, he's refused to do that, and he's now advertising people to come for pictures.
Roddy's main concern is how to persuade Derek to come willingly.
Have you got like a box and you're just gonna...
I need to see how tame it is, because I might be able to, if it's really tame, it'll be easy to scruff, put it into a box. I do have some jam with me, because they go crazy. Yeah. They absolutely love jam, anything sweet. So that's like my wee secret weapon in my pocket.
I've got big leather gloves,
Yeah.
So if you do need a hand, I can help if you need it.
Yeah, if we need
Hopefully
to
not.
corner it.
Might get household. Right, let's go. We explained to him that I could keep it for a short period to make sure that I was going to, you know, make it through the next few days. But then he's now kind of more domesticated. He's quite a shouty man and
eccentric.
Eccentric, yeah.
Oh well, expect the unexpected.
As the two cops approach the house, they don't know what sort of reception they'll get from Derek or his keeper.
Attention, please. The area is under surveillance. Attention, please. The area is under surveillance.
With its vast landscapes and tight-knit communities, the Highlands have long been seen as one of the safest parts of the UK. But across the region, the last 5 years has seen an increase in knife crime.
We are finding a lot more people are in possession of knives or other weapons. It can be quite a scary thought, whatever job that you go into, that potentially someone might be in possession of a weapon.
As specialist taser officers, PCs Darren Shield and Jimmy Sutherland are often the first to be called to incidents involving a knife.
Having a taser, it does give us that extra bit of security when you are being faced with a knife.
Today, Dan and Jimmy are on a routine patrol when they are suddenly diverted to an urgent incident.
Here, down to the sea, thank you. Yeah, the large kitchen knife. Come back into the property with the knife.
A man's been seen carrying a large knife outside. Alarmed neighbours have reported him to the police.
2-0 Delta, 2-0 Delta, Frank confirm, Sergeant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Just confirm your identity.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Both officers are taser and are carrying.
Multiple officers are rushing to the scene.
Yeah, the male was conversing with us at the window. At that point, he didn't have anything in either hand, showing as a bladed article. He's just gone out of sight. Stand by, we'll give you an update.
Their concern mounts when they discover the identity of the suspect.
Is this the male Alan Craig? Confirm.
You Alan Craig, sir?
Yeah.
A crack cocaine addict known for his paranoid outbursts, Craig has multiple previous convictions.
You just go on to Kenneth Street.
The suspect has now barricaded himself in his home.
In his kitchen at the other side. Yeah, I can't see out. He's going to go around the back and front to the kitchen window.
Having been called to multiple incidents here in the past,
Hello, rascal.
Jimmy has managed to build up a rapport with Craig, so he takes the lead.
Alan! Alan!
Oscar November, Susan Patrol.
Alan!
Jimmy!
That's Jimmy! Alan, speak to me, mate.
Right, listen, I know you're right.
Right.
Now listen, Jimmy.
Well, speak to me. Take it down a notch.
I'm in the garden with my dog, right?
Right.
Okay, I've got a kitchen knife, right?
Aye.
I'm cutting the marrow out my dog's bone. You get it, right?
All right, mate, that's
right.
fine.
Why are you here?
Right, because, right, I'll tell you what it was. A member of Alan, come back and speak to me. Let me speak, Alan. I need to explain to you why we're here.
Just FYI, he's got the knife in his hand again, so just if he does come out of there, just be careful.
Just in the last, I did briefly converse with him. I've usually got quite a good relationship with him. But he did say that he was out in his garden and he was cutting the bone marrow for his dog's bones in his garden the whole time. And then he's got angry and now he's sort of going back between windows.
The man's prior convictions, his anger, and his refusal to hand over the knife make this a potentially volatile situation, requiring a broad emergency response. And there's a further escalation.
Something's proper burning in there.
Is that coming from his house?
Yeah.
There's a fire alarm going off from within his address. We can smell burning coming from the house, so we're not quite sure what's going on in there.
Going through my head was there a fire now within that house? Yeah, control 20 Delta. But we are just going to take precaution and get the upstairs neighbour out for the time being. He was on a ground floor flat, so there was someone that was up above him. They was trying to then make sure that the surrounding properties and people were evacuated as soon as we possibly could.
Yeah, I believe in this block there's just one other property. We're just knocking the door just now to get him evacuated just now.
He's burning something within his house, which is causing a whole lot of smoke. So we've got fire service and ambulance also in attendance for any sort of fire or any injury risk. And it's just a case of just containing the situation for the time being.
I'm worried about you.
You know what you
Alan, you've got a reasonable excuse to have that knife. You've given us it. So
yeah, I know.
Right. Do you know what my concern now is?
What?
Is your house might go on fire.
"70 miles away on the west coast,
Attention, please. The area is under surveillance.
PC's Roddy Sandeman and Angie Campbell are trying to rescue a pine marten called Derek.
Sorry to bother you.
Attention, please.
You okay? Did I make
The
that?
area is under
Can you come in and have a word?
Yeah. I'd like them to come in.
1-2 whiskey, that's entry into the house. 1-2 Alpha, can you just hold back just now?
got to take a seat just now?
Yeah.
The Pine Martin.
Yeah.
Now, we were contacted by the SSPCA saying that
they
you were...
contacted me.
Yeah, that you weren't willing to hand it over to them.
No.
No. So I've got a warrant, actually, to seize the Pine Martin. So it's going to be taken away...
When?
Today. Okay?
I've got the paperwork, as you know.
No, you haven't, because I've spoken to Nature Scotland and I've spoken to the SSPCA. You haven't got a licence for it.
No, I asked him for one.
Asking isn't having.
They're not willing to give you one as well. They are not happy to give you a licence to hang on to it. So it is a criminal offence to possess it. So that's the reason we've got a warrant, and that's the reason we need to take it.
There's the warrant there.
If you're just a standard shift cop, you can feel a bit like, I didn't even know this was a crime, because it's not like you deal with it every day.
It's been issued by a sheriff as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-2 Alpha, can you come up, please?
Sorry, I know it's a bit of a shock for you.
I felt sorry for him, he's clearly attached to it, but it's the welfare of the Pine Martin at the end of the day is what is the most important thing.
SSPCA officer Yvonne Sloss arrives to take Derek away.
He's reacted in a more upset way than angry way, so that's good.
Okay.
He's obviously understanding what's happening and not happy about it, but he's not going to be an issue, I don't think.
And it's still, we still got it.
Yeah, he's just in the back room. I've not seen it, but I think he's going to want to help you, but I do want him to avoid doing that if possible.
Yvonne and Roddy attempt to persuade Derek into a cage.
I don't want to grab it because he'll lose his trust, I suppose. There he is. Good. Nice one. I can see why he's attached to it. He was no problem. Yeah, he's in the cage.
Can you quickly say goodbye to him?
Once they have him in the cage, it becomes clear that Derek is a young Pine Martin, known as a kit.
It went really well, actually. The Pine Martin's very, very tame. We managed to catch it no problems and to make sure that it wasn't too stressed. So you can see it's quite tame and it's quite quiet and it's quite comfortable. We'll get him in our centre, which there is other kits there. Merge him in with the other kits and then hopefully his natural instinct and his wild instincts will kick in. He'll be able to get into a wild state again and then hopefully October time they can all be released successfully. So that's the ultimate goal anyway, so.
Job complete. Angie and Roddy can also leave.
+1 Pine Martin.
He is very passionate about Pine Martins and he's obviously become really attached to little Derek. So he's been charged with possessing a Schedule 5 animal.
I think they can be pretty, obviously that one was really tame, but they can be pretty vicious.
They can be, and they can carry disease as well, so...
Leave them in the wild.
Exactly.
In Inverness, a man reported for carrying a kitchen knife in his garden is now locked in a standoff with police.
I burnt an egg, Jimmy, I'm sorry, right?
Aye.
We don't need the fire brigade. You're wasting the fire brigade's time, man. They should be putting fires in.
If you just came to the door, I could have seen that for myself. We believe it to be a frying pan that was on the hob, which he has now removed.
Although the risk of a serious fire seems to have subsided for now, police can't leave until the suspect comes to the door. PC Siobhan Cooper also knows him well and tries to help negotiate.
Alan, I thought you liked me.
No, I don't like you. I hate you. I despise you, man.
Alan!
Just hanging from the ceiling just to hang you for your ankles.
I think if I was a year or two in and someone threatened to kill me and they had a knife and they were in a house and I was standing in their back garden, I'd be terrified.
I'm going to strangle you with you.
It's almost like I'm used to it now, but I always take it as a sort of, okay, you're gonna kill me, so it just becomes like normal.
Alan, you see that threats you're making just now, mate? That's why you were here.
No, come on, come on.
That's why you're going to get lifted.
On, Jenny. She's running her tongue through her teeth.
But you've just threatened to kill her.
Said you were going to strangle it.
But as well as considering the threats to their own officers, the police are concerned that Craig's volatile behaviour could endanger him.
In the past, he was kicking about here with a firearm. Well, it wasn't a firearm, it was like an imitation firearm. And it was a firearms job. He never got shot, so he wouldn't put it down. But it has a lot of things like this.
If someone's got some mental health concerns that maybe at that particular time and moment they actually don't know what's happening, so they seem to escalate the situation themselves because of that.
I'm trying to get you to come to the door so we can... Why not? Why not?
Because you're going to arrest me, right? You understand where I'm coming from?
I do, aye.
And a situation escalates quite quickly, then our sort of policy is to contain and negotiate. And we don't want that situation to get any bigger than what it is.
Right, Alan, there's a possibility now you may be arrested because of your behaviour. And I'm not lying to you, that's a possibility. So why don't you make it easier for yourself and just come in?
Because of my behaviour. No wonder I go mental, Jimmy. No wonder I go mental. Look,
Alan.
No wonder I go mental, Jimmy.
There's only so much that we can do to protect ourselves and protect other members of the public.
Right, Alan, can you go down?
Jimmy,
Because I don't know what you're going to do.
What?
You're going to hurt yourself. Alan. I'm not going to go away, Alan.
If it was required, then we would have to force entry into that address.
With all communication having broken down, the police must now consider a change in their tactics.
He seems to be boarding up the windows, so our inspectors and sergeants are discussing whether it'll go in the door. His behaviour just seemed to escalate, and now he's just completely shut down and not speaking to us at all.
Having rescued the pine marten, PC's Roddy Sandeman and Angie Campbell are now responding to another call at the other end of the remote Ardnamurchan Peninsula.
You know, you might get 2 calls in your 8-hour day or your 9-hour day, but they will be completely the opposite ends of the beat. It takes you a fair while to get from A to B. The only section of 2-lane is the bit from the ferry to Strontian. Everywhere else is single track. It can be quite hairy sometimes, shall I say, driving on the roads.
Their destination is an isolated stretch of coast which has recently hit the news. A boat belonging to a local fish farm has sunk, spilling diesel into the sea and drawing attention from environmental activists.
A chap turned up a couple of weeks ago with a view to filming the vessel getting lifted. He's an activist and he's got his own YouTube channel, and he's looking to film it and make it public basically and raise awareness about fish farms and what he believes they're doing wrong. He used to actually work on a fish farm before he decided that he was anti-fish farm.
With tensions rising, the fish farm have reported the activists to the police for filming them with a drone.
I think this guy's just obviously wanting to keep tabs on them, and they obviously don't want to be bothered by what he's doing. The purpose of today is more just to let both sides know that we are aware that they've both got issues, and just so they both keep themselves in check.
Fish farming is a divisive topic, and the cops have to tread carefully.
There's a lot of fish farms in the area, a massive employer. It does have another side in that a lot of people look at them as environmental problems or polluters. Definitely a conflict in the area, which we have to kind of weave a narrow line between just to make sure that people aren't committing offences.
Here he is. Hi Jamie, how are you getting on? We had another call from the fish farm about, I think it was yesterday. Were you filming some more over the site yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. You weren't, how close were you, do you know?
20, 30 metres.
Right, okay.
The police need to check Jamie is flying his drone legally.
Have you got an ID on it for an operator's ID? You need to have an operator's ID for for any drone now.
Just purely for if the drone was to crash into something, they would be able to trace it back to who it was that was flying. So
You shouldn't be exploiting animals either.
that's the thing, and we're not here to say you're wrong, they're right, that you're wrong, you're right. We're here to enforce the law. Obviously,
the law
you have
allows this animal
opinion.
exploitation to happen. The law's corrupt.
Okay.
This won't be the law. In the future, this will be illegal. Just the fact that the law's not caught up with basic ethics yet is a worry.
Yeah. We have to go with what the law is at the moment.
Yeah.
We can't go with what the law is going to be in the future.
Do you think animal exploitation's okay, ethically, yourself, morally?
What I think doesn't matter.
No.
I'm not paid to have a moral opinion. I'm paid to enforce the
what
law.
you're told, yeah.
Enforce the law effectively, yeah. And you can see that as me being doing what I'm told. But
well, that's what it is.
Okay.
Well.
I was just there to give him some advice and remind him of his obligations while flying a drone. I wasn't telling him he couldn't be there or anything like that. So, but I think in this instance, he already had his mind made up about the reason for our attendance.
This is the way this multinational's got you working. They've got the police to come out here because I've got a drone that's not registered, that's a toy drone. This is pathetic. I can't even believe this is happening.
If someone makes an allegation that someone's not doing something within the law, then we're duty bound to investigate
But
it.
it's not against the law.
Well, it is for the operator ID.
It can be difficult to not be seen as taken aside. I think in this instance he had an opinion that we were on the fish farm side, which is certainly not the case.
I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to make sure everyone
is pathetic.
Okay, well you can think
It's
that.
totally pathetic.
Okay.
I think you must feel that a wee bit yourselves too, surely.
Not really,
Talking about a
but-
toy drone here.
Okay.
That's what you just do.
Again, I could make it difficult, but I'm trying to help you and offer you the advice now so things don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having told the man to display an operator's ID on his drone, there's no need for further action. So Roddy and Angie start the long drive home.
I normally try and make a good effort of trying to win them over and be like, look, I'm not against you, which I was trying to do with him, but he wasn't having it. I don't think there was any convincing him that we're not corrupt in the pocket of multinationals, is what he said, wasn't it?
I think a lot of the time they just see the uniform and they just automatically
exactly,
think that you don't share the same views or that you don't have an opinion and you're just kind of we're just robots and told what to do and where to go
and he said, oh, you're not paid, you just do what you're told, but that kind of is what it is, because if we start taking sides, then where's that going to lead? Like, we can't be taking either side, because if we took his side, then we get complaints from the fish farm. So you don't take a side, you just.
In Inverness, negotiations with the knife suspect have now completely broken down. The street's been closed and neighbours evacuated.
If he does come out of that door, then you need to be standing this side. We'll get you getting hands on him and getting cuffs on him.
Concerned that the suspect might hurt himself as well as others, the police are now preparing to break into his home if necessary.
Our main aim is to get someone out of that property without causing them any harm. So ultimately, if that means having to stand there and talk to someone for a number of hours, then that's what we'll do, up to a certain point where they become a risk to themselves. And if they do become a risk to themselves, then another risk assessment will be made, and the chances are that they'll end up going through the door for that reason.
Yeah, he's now got a golf club in the kitchen. He just seems to be swinging it about.
But with the suspect apparently preparing to meet them with violence, breaking in would be fraught with risk.
He's got a small gas canister, like a camping stove style, on the window. Yeah, he's now got a candle. It's right beside where the gas canister is. He has also poured boiling water into something and has also poured bleach into the boiling water. I can't see what it actually is.
After assessing the risks to the officers and the public, commanders in the control room decide to bring in a firearms team who are equipped to break in if necessary.
I thought I was getting somewhere. I thought I was going to get him to come out, but then he just turned and he basically just started talking a lot of nonsense.
Jimmy hands over to specialist police negotiators.
Okay.
But
I just
yeah,
wondered if there was anything to use.
nothing more than as usual. It was just the dog. It was that he thinks we're going to take the dog away from him as well. So it's
Right, okay.
5 hours after police were first called by a concerned neighbour, with the fire service and ambulance crews on standby, and the whole area cordoned off, there's still no sign of an end to the standoff.
we're just being relieved by other units who are going to come over and take over from us. Negotiators haven't been able to get anywhere with them as yet. I've heard of these sieges taking 24 hours, you know, so it could go on and on. We just don't know. It's impossible to say at this stage.